Okay, so tonight we're working on a really good quality Swiss movement that dates from the 1950s. And I got to this point in the servicing of this watch and decided to do this little video just to point out one thing in particular, almost, well, not above everything else, but one thing which is really simple to remember that really denotes that you are looking at a quality movement. And I'll come to that in a minute. Now with this watch, there's an indication that the movement inside is likely to be a good quality because this is the case that it came in. So the watch is solid gold, or rather the case is solid gold. And as you can see, the SA office markings here, just to try and get that in focus a little bit more. You've got on the left hand side there the castle. That denotes that the SA office is in the United Kingdom, and it's the city of Edinburgh up in Scotland. Top tip, if you get the chance, go to Edinburgh. Really beautiful city. The date letter on the right looks a bit like a B. Actually, it's a D for Delta, and that dates this case to the year 1959. So we know that it was the case was made in 1959, and the bottom mark, the 0.375, that's the sort of quality standard mark, and that denotes that the case is 9 karat gold. Okay, if you see 585 there, it's 14 karat gold. If you see 750, it's 18 karat gold, and if you see 916, it's 22 karat gold. Okay, so this is a 9 karat gold solid case, which is a good sign that you've got a nice quality watch. Not always the case though, that inside a solid gold case you find a quality movement, but in this case we definitely do. And I just want to point out the one thing that if you want to remember is a really good indicator that the movement is of good quality, and that is the center wheel here is jeweled. Okay, now very often you will find that the center wheel here is not jeweled. Okay, and in this watch we've got a dirty grey jewel here, which is helping eliminate the friction on this center wheel here. Now the jewels are there to, as I say, with a little bit of lubrication with the correct oil, they really almost eliminate the friction along the watch train here. Now, when you've got a low number of jewels, they will tend to prioritize those jewels on the fastest moving pivots in the mechanism. So, for example, here we would have the pallet fork here, which is moving constantly really quickly against the escape wheel. The escape wheel is moving quickly, and then as you track back through the train here, eventually you come to the center wheel, and most often, or very often, you'll see that these are jeweled, or maybe just these are jeweled here, but the center wheel is not jeweled. Now in this instance we have a jeweled center wheel. So the takeaway, if you like, as they say in America, is the takeaway from this is if you are looking at a watch movement and you look at the center wheel here and it has a dirty grey jewel in it, then that is a really good sign that you've got a good quality movement. So Yeah, I'll show you some photographs in a minute rather, of how this watch arrived. It's a little bit rusty and dirty. We've cleaned it up. We've put a new mainspring in, and now if I just give it a little bit of, and you can see there now the train going, and that's it. You see the escape wheel starting to move there. So, and you see all the other wheels moving nicely and smoothly. So, yeah, really quick video. The watch is a Timor 1959 in a lovely gold case. I got it along with a Rolex from an auction. It was in a bit of a state, so we've, as I say, put a new mainspring in it, and I'll show you some pictures of what it was like, and we'll do a little video, finish this video with it working. But remember, if the center wheel is jeweled, you are looking almost certainly at a really good movement.
Okay, so here are a few photographs of what the watch looked like when I received it. And as you can see, there is quite a lot of rust and dirt spread around the place. Here's a shot of where the stem comes in to the watch, typically a good place for water to get in. But it had spread all over the watch, and there was quite a lot of dirt and rust to get rid of. But we've done that, and yeah, looking good.
So back for a moment with the gold-cased Timor watch with the jeweled center wheel. I was just putting the barrel bridge back on, and I noticed something that I'd not seen before. So let's just zoom in on that. That's what you're looking at there, is the barrel bridge out of focus. So if we just zoom in, there we go. And you can see I think that's the crown wheel, just above where the crown wheel sits. You can see that we have an inscription of what to me looks like a snail. I've not seen that before. So if you know why that's there, then please leave that in the comments below. I'd be really interested to know if anyone knows why that little motif was left on this particular movement. Maybe it was a Timor thing. Certainly it's not close enough to the regulator. The first thing that came to mind was that it was a universal symbol for slow, and therefore could be used perhaps along with perhaps a motif of a hare or something like that, which might denote fast, so that you could have those two symbols on the regulator. But this is not on that part of the watch, so cannot really be fulfilling that function. So don't know what that is. Know what though? I rather like it. I think it's cool. So if you know what it is, please leave a comment. Okay, the barrel bridge is back in now, and I just want to show you the action of that jeweled center wheel. And this is possibly more gorgeous than a Northern Nanny in court shoes. Trust me. Just popping that in there. So just put the tiniest bit of tension on the spring and just watch the way in which that center wheel rocks back and forward. And as soon as you put any tension on the mainspring, the whole of the train just springs alive. That is totally lovely. And as I say, a jeweled center wheel like that is a real sign that you have a quality movement. This is precisely what people mean when they say, oiled like a Swiss watch. Okay, so that's the movement reassembled, the balance back in, as you can see, and yeah, beating away there, spinning to and fro really, really nicely. And the purpose of this video, of course, was to point out one thing that really denotes a quality movement. And focusing for a moment on the jewel that's in focus, and that's the cap jewel on the balance itself. And the pivot inside there, as you can see, is spinning really, really quickly. So it's important, to have it jeweled and lubricated to eliminate the friction. And then as you track left, you can see that we've got the jewel for the escape wheel, and again that's moving quite quickly. But as you track further up and left clockwise, you hit the jewels that are slightly out of focus there for the fourth wheel and the third wheel, and then top at the center there you've got the center wheel. And of course, you can see it now, that wheel, you can't actually even see it moving, it's moving so slowly. So the fact that they've bothered to jewel that wheel at all is really testament to the quality of this watch. And something else actually that's testament to the quality of this watch is, I would swear that balance is solid rose gold. Just look at the way it's catching the light, and also the blue tinge on the hairspring there, that's beating like a little heart. So lovely. I'm just going to leave you with a shot of this now, and I'm going to just sign off for tonight with, as I say, a shot of this really, really lovely Swiss movement in action.